Okay, so when we're looking at the third minor, the second minor, the third modal chord in the key of A, it's going to be a C sharp. Okay, but it's going to be D minor shaped. As you know, the familiar chord is the D minor, so you know it's going to be 7-3-5 there. Okay, seventh of A is G sharp. That's going to be on the bottom. It's going to be up there. The third of A is C sharp. It's going to be second inversion. And the fifth of A is E. That's it. We play it up here. We can do it with the capo because we're not dealing with weird shapes. The C's and the G's tend to go down one fret, and if you're on the open string box, you're in trouble. You're not going to be able to play the familiar. But if you're doing it up here in any of 12 keys, you're going to be able to play that familiar because you don't have an excuse anymore that the capo is there or the fret nut is there. You got plenty to the left, so you're going to want to learn these patterns that go down one. But in this case, I like to always relate everything to the how would we do it in the open string zone. Here's the A, okay, and the second, the Phrygian on that A is going to be, actually it's going to be, so we got, okay, so we're over, I guess it's looking like it's playing this F sharp here, but actually that's the E. E is the fourth of A, that's true. Okay. So our D minor shape is 6-2-4 right there, kind of thing. Actually, we've got a little difficulty here. Okay, I don't know where my brain is today, but I had the fret nut drawn in the wrong place for the key of A there. I used to do that, and it used to be a real problem. Now I just do it as a mistake, and I fix it. But it used to be a real problem. You got to know that the fret nut goes on the right side of the open string. So now it's easy to see that D minor shaped C sharp minor. Here's your familiar D minor shape, right? 7-3-5. We're going to have an open string E. Okay, so the fifth of open string E, the fifth of A is E, the third of A is C sharp. It's a second inversion. Anything second inversion, the middle note is the local root, and the seventh of A is G sharp. So we have starting on a G sharp, and C sharp, but it's up here. It's up here because we're up here. So this is our familiar D minor shape. Sometimes that D minor shape uses the open string, and sometimes it doesn't. With the key of F, let's first draw our fretboard here, and then we'll draw a fret nut here, and we'll say this is E, so this is F. Now with the key of F, in the C shape, okay, our D minor shape, in the key of F, the second minor is going to be G minor, right? Here's F major, G minor. The second minor is going to be G minor. So here it's going to be you can hardly see it. It's a D minor shaped right there. Trust me, it's a D minor shape. We're talking about D minor shapes, right? But in this case, the D minor shape is going to be you're going to have to finger all three of them. Whereas in what we just did before, we had a D minor shape that was using the open string for the top third of that for that C sharp. So keep in mind, that it's going to be that kind of a situation. So we're in C minor, the key of F. Okay, so right there. Now we're not in the key of F, really. We're in the key of C. Sorry. The F would be the 4 there. Let me tell you, folks, I'm not having an easy time. We've got some stuff we got to take care of today. And as you can see, I started the lesson yesterday, and today, I had to finish the lesson today. So it's been that kind of a day. The important thing is that you can recognize where if you made a mistake, you're doing better than if you just make a mistake and never figure out what happened. Okay, so that pretty much concludes the discussion on the modals, how those familiar shapes are played. Key, the C box is the very easiest place to do that because all of the familiar shapes are the familiar shapes as they're written. So the A minor shape would be your A minor 3/6 root. Key of C, that would be E, A, and root. It's only when you go to the other shapes that these start to become interesting, because in the A box, the 6th is not an A minor shape anymore. It's a G minor shape. How does that work? Now, it would be, it's either going to be, like you say, we played it before. We just played it. I did it by mistake. The 6th of the A in the key of A is F sharp minor. So I played that for you. So here's your A. Pretend my finger's your fret nut. And then the 6th of it, instead of being that, the 6th of it would be a G minor shape. Now where's that going to start? So you have to start on the right note there. You're not going to start, might want to start on that G. It's not. It starts on the F sharp. Alright, so that, again, I just did one more of them. You can see how in the A box, the 6th is a G minor shape. So they take on. So let's conclude that particular subject matter, and let's move on to another chart. So obviously we're not going to have time to go into the new charts here. This one looks like a pattern chart, and it involves also doing this thing I call the cage ladder, where instead of just going up a regular pattern, which would be C, G, D, A, E, C, G, D, A, E, same thing going around the circle. You can see the circle coming there. C, G, D, A, E, C, G, D, A, E. But you say, what's this, all this over here? Remember when we said to skip every other letter when we go C, G, D, A, E? So it'd be C, A, G, E, D, C. Well, I added those guys in on the right. That's the cage system. As you go to the right, which is essentially going this way on the fretboard, okay, to my right. My right. The other right, the right that's kind of backwards because I'm facing you. When somebody faces you, it looks like the opposite side.